Do your kids play with sidewalk chalk? Now, this might sound like an odd episode to start out with because all kids kind of play with sidewalk chalk, or at least here in the United States. And it's one of those oxymorons, like, of course kids play with sidewalk chalk. It's probably one of those everywhere. Well, recently, I came back from a trip, and I came home to my driveway just completely littered. And I say littered because that's usually often how it feels as a dad. Just sidewalk chalk everywhere on our sidewalk. And it made me realize, and it often happens when I'm gone, that the sidewalk is mainly just destroyed with sidewalk chalk. And it just hits me of, if you drive around a neighborhood, does your driveway reflect joy? Does your driveway reflect kids experiencing outdoors? Does your kids experience sidewalk chalk? Maybe you've got it in the garage and you never encourage them to go out there and play with it or do something with it. It's these moments that we often overlook. But the thought that I want to kind of leave you with here today is a very simple one. Yesterday was a little bit rough. And so today I want to leave you with the idea is if your sidewalk and your driveway are pretty vanilla and you've got young kids, why not make it colorful? Why not make it so that as people walk by, it symbolizes that kids have fun here, that this driveway represents, I feel like Bugs Bunny there for a second, represents the quality of life my kids experience in this house. That while they may have YouTube and they may have TV and their iPads, at the same time they understand how to play. And this driveway is a representation of it. But it's one of those we often overlook. We don't think we can go out there. My kids have done everything from obstacle courses to today it was Heroes Among Us, from roadblocks that they were playing outside in real life, and they had a bunch of different rules. It's just an expression of nonsense. But to me, every person that drives by and every person that walks by, they got to be like, man, these kids have fun here. And so the thought for you to chew on, like I said, is if someone drove by your sidewalk in your driveway, how would someone respond? Was there a billboard representing your love of fatherhood, your love of pursuing everything within this idea of fatherhood? Does that show up properly? Does that lead with integrity in a way that, like, it's driveway, represent an idea of who I want to become, an expression that kids have fun here and joy is what we lead with. A quick, simple sidewalk chalk hack that creates really cool results is you take some thin, not the white stuff would work, but thin painter's tape, and you essentially create a mosaic of kind of like window stain, and you just make different shapes, cut it off, and then you color the different shapes, and then you peel back this painter's tape, and you have this beautiful mosaic of sidewalk chalk dust. But it creates, and you can also do messages, but you can create different messages and representation of art using this kind of stained glass method for sidewalk chalk. So, simple hack. Do some 3M tape, create a mosaic on your sidewalk. 2, does your driveway represent joy with sidewalk chalk? How many times a year does it look like a bomb went off of sidewalk chalk? And even one other random thing that really drives me nuts, but kids are out there doing it, is they're actually scraping the chalk into dust, getting it wet, and making chalk balls. So this is where they actually mix chalk dust and create kind of a rainbow effect chalk and let it dry out, and then they reuse it, and they have this ball of chalk that has multiple colors, and as they write, those colors come out. So, as I said, what does your driveway look like? Does it represent love? And why not? Why not take some time, go out there, graffiti the hell out of your driveway, and make a billboard for what represents your journey to be a better dad. And I guarantee walking by, a dad may be inspired to do that with theirs. That's all I have for you today, and I'll be back again with you guys tomorrow.